Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Lane, or welcome if you're new here. I am starting this video because I want to talk about 22 books I want to read in 2022. I know I'm uploading this late, a lot of people have already done it, and I kind of wasn't gonna do it, but I decided, you know what? It's a cool video, I like watching them, so I thought I would make it. All of my books that I have on my list are books that are already on my shelf because I am trying not to buy too many books. At the end I am going to talk about some anticipated releases that I've pre-ordered or will eventually, because there are some that I'm super excited for, very intrigued by. So yeah, I'll talk about those at the end. But this is mostly going to be 22 books to read in 2022 that I put in my journal. I have it here, that I will go over all of them. As you can see, here are my 22 books that I want to read in 2022. I decided to print off the covers and stick them into my journal. I kind of ran out of space, so I didn't do it for my anticipated releases, as you'll see. But these are all the books that I'm going to talk about. And again, these are anticipated releases. I don't talk about all of these, but I do talk about a few. Some that I've pre-ordered and some that I'm excited for. So that is it here. So first I'll talk about the two manga that I have. I have lots of manga, but these are two that I definitely want to get to as far as a series. So I gotta start with the first book, obviously. First I have Komi Can't Communicate. This is about Komi, who is a socially anxious high school girl who, her greatest dream, I believe, is to make 100 friends. And so it's just about her journey making those friends and achieving her goal of sort of moving past her social anxiety, or at least, you know, just making friends. So I just felt it was one that I could connect to. I do feel sometimes I'm a little socially anxious. Sometimes it depends on the situation, I guess, but yeah, I definitely want to read this. I believe it's like 15 volumes or more right now, and then I know it's being turned into an anime, so that's cool. I'll definitely watch that. Next up for manga, I only have two, so this is the last one that I'll talk about, is Watakoi Love is Hard for Otaku, I believe is how you say those words. I'm sorry if I butchered them, but yeah, this is the book, and I believe it's just supposed to be a romance. I have 4 volumes, but I think there's 5. And it's just kind of about these two characters. I think the books follow different people, so I think the first book's just about them, but I'm not totally sure. We will just find out, but I think it's just supposed to be a cute little romance anime, or manga. This is a manga. So I definitely can't wait to get to these two as well. I definitely have some more manga that I want to get to, but those were just like top choices that I definitely want to get to. I want to get to Fruits Basket as well, but they have a ton of volumes and they're kind of hard to get. So I thought I would hold off on that and do ones that maybe the mangas are easier to get, or they are shorter series. Next up, I'm going to talk about fantasy. These next two are going to be, I kind of want to read the series, but obviously need to start with the first book. First, I have The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I think a lot of people have heard of this. This is about Jude, who is a fairy. I think we kind of all know. Oh no, sorry. Jude's not. Carden is. I don't know why I was getting that confused. So this is about Jude and Carden's story. Obviously I want to start with the first one, and I've heard pretty good things about this, so I definitely want to get to it. I've had it on my shelf for probably a year. I have a whole series, so that's good. I can at least just kind of work through it. But yeah, I just want to get to this one because it's been on my shelf and I need to read it. I've heard good things, so. Next I have The Bone Witch, and I've also had this on my shelf for quite a while. I have the whole series. sitting right here. I've also just heard good things about it, and fantasy for me is definitely just like a very easy escape, where like some other things, like I kind of get an escape, but it is like real life, whereas fantasy, it's just like complete escape for me. So I definitely have quite a few fantasy books on here, and these are series that I've had for quite a while that I want to get to, so I wanted to add them so that I make sure I read them, because I bought them for a reason and I need to read them. So yeah, that's The Bone Witch. It's just about T, who I believe she has a gift for necromancy, and I think she ends up doing something that she shouldn't. Let me see. So yeah, her gift is necromancy, which makes her a bone witch. She's feared and ostracized from the kingdom. So it's just kind of about, there's some threats brewing in the kingdom, so I think it's about her trying to learn about her ability, and possibly sort of save or something her loved ones. We'll see. Just gonna be a hopefully good fantasy. I put this on the fantasy list because it involves vampires and werewolves, but this is Fangs, and it is a graphic novel, and I've heard amazing things about it, so I definitely want to get to it. It'll be somewhat short and easy to read, and I wanted to get to this for the readathons I was doing in October, and they didn't have it on Kindle, so I was quite disappointed, and I immediately ordered it so that it was here when I got home and I could read it. So it's on that list to read. Next I have The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I've heard also amazing things about this, and it's been on my shelf for probably almost a year or two, maybe less. But I have the whole series as well, because I think I've heard the whole series is great. Everyone loved all books. So I definitely want to get to it. I think I kind of started this on my Kindle, but it's so hard for me to read fantasy on my Kindle, so I stopped because I would definitely just rather read from this amazing paperback. Next up is a newer release. I believe it was released in October of 2021, and it's The Keeper of Night by Kylie Lee Baker. And this is about a girl who is a half British Reaper and a half Japanese Shinigami, and that immediately hooked me. Like, I read the rest of what it's about, but I was like, I already want this book. I was looking for the paperback for a while, and I just bit the bullet. Bit the bullet? Is that how you say it? I got it anyways in the hardcover, even though I usually like paperbacks. I decided it was worth it, so I definitely want to get to this. Next I have She Who Became the Sun. Also heard amazing things about this. I believe it is a Chinese, fantasy. I think The Poppy War is as well. Maybe. Must be. So yeah, a couple of Chinese fantasy books. I was dying for the UK paperback because it is amazing. Like, I love it. So I had to get this cover. But also just heard great things about this. I haven't heard, the people that I've seen that have read it, I've heard good things, but I haven't like seen people read it and say they don't like it or anything. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to get to it, and we shall see how that goes. Next I have Half Sick of Shadows. I believe this is kind of like an, Camelot story, but based from Genevieve? Yeah, so it's kind of like Camelot. There's Arthur, there's Lancelot, there's quite a few characters from the Round Table, that kind of stuff. So I thought that was very interesting because, you know, I haven't really seen any books like that. This is the book of the month one, because I think I got one of their, you know, month books and then added this on. So yeah, I am excited to get to that as well. Hopefully it'll be interesting, and we shall see. That story doesn't totally interest me, but maybe there's something more to it. Next, I believe these are kind of like thrillers. First I have They Never Learn by Lane Fargo. I bought this book because that's my name. I didn't write this book. Lane Fargo did. My name's Lane Burley. But this is about a woman who is an English professor, but she's even better at getting away with murder. So I believe this was kind of described as like Dexter meets something else, and I was like, okay, that's enough for me. So yeah, should be interesting to see what happens. I believe she's like, it's like she's set on someone who's her biggest sort of kill. Next I have Never Saw Me Coming. This is about a woman who is a psychopath. I believe she is in a study at her university she goes to, studying psychopaths. Yeah, so it says most psychopaths aren't criminals, but when a string of murders on campus causes panic, Chloe's private vendetta is temporarily sidelined. It says Chloe has to walk the line between hunter and prey. So definitely a thriller, and should be interesting to read about Chloe being a psychopath. Next I have a classic, and this is Emma by Jane Austen. I have an idea for a video with this and probably like 8 other books, but I definitely want to get to it. I've heard really good things. I think Jack from Jack Edwards, this is his favorite Jane Austen. So yeah, I definitely just want to get to it. I've heard good things, and I definitely just need to read more classics, honestly. So that is on there. Hi, it's Editing Lane. I totally forgot to mention one of the books. I also wanted to read Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I don't know why I forgot that, because that doesn't make 22 books, so I'm putting this in now. And yeah, I just wanted to add that as well because it also falls into the classics. But yeah, I just wanted to add Jane Eyre to that list as well because, again, I'm just trying to read more classics, and I think Jane Eyre is supposed to be kind of like gothic vibes. I'm not sure if it's like dark academia, maybe, but definitely gothic, so definitely want to get to it as well. So yeah, that's it for that. Back to filming Lane. Next I have Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid. I have started this. I'm about 30 pages in, and it's definitely interesting so far. Not much else to say. We shall see how it goes. Next I have this huge book. Huge. A Little Life. And this is just supposed to be sad and like rip your heart out type of book. I believe it's studying sort of 4 boys who become friends in college and kind of their life following them after. Because they remain close, and I think they end up being roommates, at least some of them. But I've heard such sad things about this book, and there's a lot of trigger warnings, so I was hesitant to pick it up. But I felt I could handle those trigger warnings, so we shall see. If I can't, then I'll put it down, but yeah. I'm gonna try to pick it up. It'll probably take me quite a bit to go through because the font is also really small. Next, I have Lonely Castle in the Mirror. This, I'm not totally sure. Not totally sure what this is about, but I've heard, you know, I've heard about it and I've heard some sort of mixed reviews, but I definitely want to read it for myself. and see how it goes. I thought it was more about mental illness or like mental health problems. It might be, but we shall see. It does say, tender, playful, gripping, lonely castle in the mirror is a mesmerizing tale about confronting your fears and embracing human connection. So, we shall see how it goes. Next I have Kim Ji-young, born 1982. This is quite a small novel, but I believe it's about women in South Korea and just sort of the misogynistic institutional oppression that they experience, you know, women is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I definitely want to read this and was interested to read more about this sort of topic, especially in South Korea. Next, I have The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I kind of talked about this in my vlog recently because I want to get to it. I just read Circe and yeah, I am excited to read this because her writing is amazing. I've heard amazing things about The Song of Achilles. So yeah, I want to get to this. I don't really know what else to say. It's about Achilles and Patroclus, and just their story. I believe it's about the War of Troy. Yeah, so I think it will take place then. But yeah, definitely want to get to that because Madeline Miller's writing is chef's kiss. Next I have Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. I do want to read I think Hamlet as well, but this is about Shakespeare's family, I believe. I believe Shakespeare's not mentioned. It's just kind of he or him or that kind of stuff, but it's about his family. I believe Hamnet, which is his son, and then his mom as well, mostly, but his family, Hamnet. Next I have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I've had this on my shelf for a while, and I've heard amazing things, so I don't know why I haven't picked it up. Like, literally amazing things. Nothing bad about it. I've heard amazing things. Great things. I don't know how many times I can say amazing. But yeah, I definitely want to get to this year because I don't know why I haven't. Like, I also have Daisy Jones and the Six. I want to get to that because I've heard good things. Some people were mixed about her other book, Malibu Rising. I know she has others, but those were the main ones that stick out to me. And I think I still want to read it. I don't have it, but maybe eventually. Next, I have A Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney. Normal People got me back into reading. I absolutely loved that book. It was heartbreaking and so raw and real, and I loved Mariana and Connell so much. I literally want to reread that book all the time, but I figured I should get to some of her other books. I also haven't read Conversations with Friends, so that's kind of on this list as like an honorary mention, which I do have here. So yeah, I just want to get to Sally Rooney's books that I haven't read because she has amazing writing, and I do think some people you can kind of connect with it and some you can't, and I definitely felt that I could with Normal People, so I want to try her other books. And lastly on this list, I have Clara and the Sun by Kazuyshi Guru. I've sort of heard either it's like a 3-star or 5-star for people, and I definitely thought I wouldn't be into this, but I think it's just more about, you know, sort of human connection and not just like, it's like some sci-fi, you know, artificial friend, artificial intelligence type stuff. Yeah, I think it's more than that. So I want to try it out and read it. And I've just heard sort of mixed things, but I want to try it for myself and see how I feel about it. And I've heard Kazuyshi Guru's writing is amazing. I also have Never Let Me Go, which I want to read, which I've heard I've heard really good things about that. Not necessarily either like one end or the other, just it's good. So I definitely want to get to those. Those are all the 22 books that I want to get to. I'm sorry I kind of talked about what they were or tried to. So yeah, 22 books that I want to read in 2022. These are all ones I have on my shelf. But let's mention some anticipated releases. I'm kind of mashing these two videos together. Just sort of a few, either ones that I've pre-ordered or ones that I definitely either want to pre-order or purchase after they come out. So I have Daughter of the Moon Goddess, which comes out January 11th in the US, and I think it comes out January 20th in the UK, I think. So I definitely want to get to that one. I've already pre-ordered it and I'm so excited for it. It sounds amazing. I've pre-ordered House of Sky and Breath, which is the second book to House of Earth and Blood, or Crescent City, by Sarah J. Maas. Sorry, you probably just heard my dog jump on the bed. I've pre-ordered that one. That comes out February 15th, so definitely excited for that one. I also pre-ordered The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, which comes out February 22nd. I have quite a few, like, either just Asian-inspired fantasies. I'm not sure. I think Daughter of the Moon Goddess is Chinese mythology. I can't remember for The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. But they are fantasy. I've pre-ordered quite a bit of fantasy. Another one that I pre-ordered is Magic Steeped in Poison. This comes out March 22nd. And then a few others I'm excited for are Cleopatra and Frankenstein, kind of sounded interesting, which comes out the 15th of February, and then Portrait of a Thief sounded interesting as well, which comes out April 5th. I pre-ordered Electra by Jennifer Saint, which comes out April 28th. So I did pre-order that one as well. And then another book I was quite intrigued by was Reader, I Murdered Him, which comes out April 26th. I only have books up to July because there weren't a ton. I do think the second book of A Magic Steeped in Poison comes out this year as well, so if I like the book, then I'll order the second one. But yeah, those are a few books either I've pre-ordered or are very interested in for this year. But yeah, there's a whole list that I have here. I just haven't mentioned all of them because there's some that I'm just kind of like, oh, I would want to get to that eventually. Maybe wait for the paperback to come out. But yeah, so that is about it for that. I am just gonna wrap up now because that's it. I will talk to you guys later. I will be starting my next vlog. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you find something you want to read or get some inspiration for 22 books that you want to read in 2022, or even if it's just 12 for the months, you know. I've seen people do that where they just pick out 12 books that they want to read, either just for the year because 12 months, or they might actually put those in a certain month. So you could do that. I also wanted to mention the anticipated releases because I didn't really want to do a whole video on them because I've only pre-ordered a few and then I only found books up to July, so I kind of want to wait and I'll talk about more when more come out for the fall and stuff like that. So anyways, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed, found something you want to read, or got some inspiration for making a list like that yourself. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.